everyone, welcome back, and in today's video we're going to go over everything you need to know before you go on the BALEARIA, which is the 2-hour ferry from Fort Lauderdale to Bimini. We're going to do a basic overview of what it really is. We're going to give you guys the pricing and the dates, also the loading process and how that works. We're also going to dive into priority, and of course we're going to cover the inside layout, the food and drink options on board, as well as shopping and excursions. And of course we're going to end it with tips and tricks of things you might not have known and what you want to know before you go. So what is the BALEARIA? The BALEARIA is a 2-hour speed ferry to Bimini mostly. I believe it also goes to Grand Bahama Island, but I know Bimini is super popular. It goes out of Port Everglades, which is basically Fort Lauderdale. It's a 51-mile jaunt across the ocean, and then you can go across and stay in a hotel or an Airbnb, or you can just take the ferry for the day and spend the day in Bimini. And now on to the how to get there and the loading process. You are going to park in the parking garage, which is $15 a day, and then from there you're going to walk, it's super close, across the street to go ahead and check in your bags. Now, we did both bring one checked bag. It's $30 each way, so $60 round trip. You are allowed to bring one carry-on. It has to fit in this little compartment, but you can bring one carry-on for free. And once you drop your bags off, you're gonna go through this little security area. It was super fast. And then you go upstairs to a waiting area where they start to get your tickets and your passports. They do say to be there an hour before doors close, which is 8 a.m. So they do suggest you getting there at 7. We got there at 7:15 and we had plenty of time to sit and wait, but they do close those doors at 8. I mean, they may let you in, but overall we started loading around 8:10. So I'm pretty sure they do close those doors right around 8. So you don't wanna be late. And once you're in there, there's going to be 2 lines. The first line is going to be where you show them your confirmation and they give you a physical ticket. And then the next line is going to be where they double check your passport, double check your ticket again, and then you are headed to the waiting area. Then you're dropped in this waiting area with a ton of other people, lots of seating. We were probably in and out, for reference, from start to finish about 20 minutes. Didn't take us very long to get all checked in. And then we are supposed to sail at 9, and we started loading the boat at 8:10, which got us, I think, sailing around like 8:55, so a little early / on time. Now, I will warn you, getting on the boat was a little chaotic. There really wasn't much structure. Everyone just kind of pushed their way through, and you're supposed to hold up your ticket for them just to see it in the air, and then everyone tries to get on the boat. And now on to pricing and dates. So the BALEARIA usually sails every Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Monday is not all the time, but it is sometimes. It is year-round. Now again, those days may change here and there depending on high season, etc. Overall, from what we found, the average was about $120 to get to Bimini and $138 to leave from Bimini. Now, it pretty much always sails to Bimini at 9 a.m. and leaves Bimini at 7 p.m. When you go to buy your ticket, you do have an option to upgrade to premium. So as you can see back here, this is going to be the premium economy area. So you have your own little back area, and then it has its own perks. So it does say you get to get on board first. I didn't really notice that, but maybe they did. And then you do get to get off first, which is really handy because it gets a little chaotic. And then you also get a little snack. So I would say roughly it's a little over $25 to upgrade to premium. Next, onto the layout of the BALEARIA. It's basically one big circle. To kind of give you an idea, it is 2 stories, so there is tons and tons of seating, all different directions. You can face backwards, sideways, forwards, all types of stuff. It kind of looks like an airplane, as weird as that is. And then you have a big open center on the first floor where you're gonna find like your excursions, your main food area, your duty-free shopping, things like that. And again, tons and tons of seats. 2 stories. There is a second food place on the second story. It's just a little bit smaller. Now, the bathrooms are on either side on the first floor, and there are outside areas that you can go hang out in on both the top and bottom deck. There is a little smoking section if that's something you are interested in, and then throughout the cabin there are little small TVs. Can't really see them, but they are there. And then of course, get a good window seat for some great views. Now onto the food and drink options here on the BALEARIA. As you can see here, this is the menu. They have lots of sandwiches, snacks, juices, coffees, teas, cereals, a whole bunch of stuff. Honestly, I was pretty surprised. So again, they have a lot of like sandwiches, an Italian sub, a turkey sub, a ham and Swiss croissant. They have some muffins, and at the end they do have some empanadas. You can get them warmed up, you just have to ask them and they will do it in the back for you. And surprisingly, they had a huge option for drinks. I'm talking all soft drinks, a few beers, champagne for mimosas, and a full bar. So lots of drink options, and you are allowed to get it and walk around the boat with it, go sit at your seat. You're pretty much free to do whatever you want. And to give you guys an idea, we did try their ham and cheese croissant, and surprisingly, it was actually really good. It was really soft and tasted pretty fresh, so we were both surprised about that. But it is pretty pricey. I don't remember the exact prices of everything, but the food and the drink is definitely a little overpriced. Now we're at the upstairs little bar slash food area. Again, the main one is on the bottom floor. And as you can see here, they seriously can make any cocktail you want. So here's a list of cocktails. And then here is the inside of the upstairs one, a little bit smaller, a few less food options, but still a huge bar with coffee and teas and sodas. And in case you were wondering, the food and drink stations opened about probably 15 minutes once we were all boarded. And as for shopping on board, they do have a duty-free store that opens probably about 20 minutes once you actually disembark from the port. And they have a bunch of stuff. They have a lot of perfumes, they have sunglasses, they have a ton of alcohol options, little goodies, they have snacks, and then they also have beachwear and beach goods. And there is an excursion desk right in the center area that you can see over to the left of this video. We didn't really take a good video of it, so I apologize for that, but there was a super long line once this actually opened up. And if you're doing like a day trip, then you can go ahead and book things like a golf cart, things like that. Again, we didn't check the list, but we heard a lot of people talking about it, so you can get your excursions booked for the day on the boat. Now on to our tips and tricks section. We've got a bunch of stuff for you. So to start off, if you are prone to motion sickness, I would be a little wary on this boat. I do suffer a little bit. I was actually fine on this cruise. However, it was glass, like not a wave in sight. And when you stood up, it definitely was kind of rocking. So I couldn't imagine it in bad weather. So just in case, maybe bring your Dramamine or take it if that is something that you do struggle with. And when you do get off the BALEARIA, all your luggage is going to be waiting out front for you, and then you go in that little building and you do a quick customs. They stamp your passport, ask you a question, and then you join the line for the shuttle. Our tip for this is do priority. We did not think it was going to be worth it. That line was so long. We were getting so annoyed. We waited probably 45 minutes just to get a shuttle, and we were probably the 5th or 6th people off of the boat. Now they do let the day trippers go first, so after they were done, then we got to get in line, but I'm telling you, it took a very long time. There was no other options. Carnival was in port, so I think we had to share a tram with them, so it takes a very, very long time. So I would suggest doing priority if you want to get off the boat and get to wherever you're going quickly, because I couldn't imagine how long the line was for the people behind us. And a little tip for the duty-free shop: if you do drink liquor, you can bring 2 liters of alcohol onto the island, and if you are coming home as an islander, you can take 1 liter home. And another thing about this boat is each seat has its own little charging port, so it has 2 USBs that you can use to charge any of your devices. And a big tip here, for whatever reason it says online that they do have Wi-Fi. We asked both ways and they said they did not have Wi-Fi either way. They didn't say it was down, they just said it wasn't offered at all. So make sure you bring some cards. If you have to work, just know there is no Wi-Fi, and it is a 2-hour ride. So bring something to entertain yourself with, because there is definitely no Wi-Fi, at least for when we went there and back. And lastly, our very last tip slash trick, which I think is the most important. If you are looking to stay a couple nights here in Bimini and you want to stay at Resorts World, which is pretty much the only hotel, there are some Airbnbs, but if you want to do that, we found an amazing package price online that saves you so much money. It's actually crazy. So we'll walk you through it. So basically you're going to go to Resorts World Bimini, and you're going to go underneath the stay category, and you're going to go to room packages. Then you're going to see a picture of the BALEARIA ship, and you're going to go ahead and click into that. Then you can select which nights you want to do, but basically it starts around $4.99 a person, including a 2 or 3 night Hilton stay, including your BALEARIA tickets. Now the weekends are a little bit more expensive, but at the end of the day, it was like $5.50 per each of us to do our whole stay, our whole sailing, which is so much better than just doing it separately. Thank you guys so much for watching. We really hope it helped you plan your trip on the BALEARIA. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and check out our channel. We have a ton of Bimini content, and of course you can actually watch our entire experience on the BALEARIA. And again, tons of Bimini food, Everything you could think of is all on our channel, so make sure you check that out. Again, don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.